If you're a Patriots fan, and who isn't around here, you probably already know the team's history, or what you think is the history. What you don't know is what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite team. Joining me this morning is local author of the book, What Belichick Said to Brady. What do you say? The best New England Patriots story ever told. Jim Donaldson's here. Jim, good morning to you, my friend.
Morning.
Who's got the best job in the world better than you?
Well, I always say it would be the best job in the world if you didn't have to write.
You've been covering the Patriots for what, 30 years now?
30 years, 1979 was the first
79.
year.
Was Grogan still a quarterback?
Very much so.
With the
Grogan to Stanley Morgan.
Yeah, right.
They were fun.
And John Hanna?
People think Brady to Randy Moss is special. Grogan to Stanley Morgan was pretty good.
But back in the day, the Patriots were not the Patriots of today. They were kind of an almost middle-of-the-road team.
That's putting it mildly. I always say they weren't always good, but they've always been colorful. They've always been fun. They've always been exciting. Sometimes more excitement off the field than on it, Vince. But
well, things got exciting when Bill Belichick came here. And frankly, and maybe I'm wrong, but I was surprised when the Kraft family hired Belichick, because if I'm not wrong, wasn't he in Cleveland before he came here?
He was a bad coach.
And didn't he have a disastrous record in Cleveland?
He made the playoffs in '94, and then when Modell was talking about moving the Browns to Baltimore, things kind of fell apart. Belichick got fired. He really didn't do a great job in Cleveland. He had a strange personality. He didn't get on with the players. But Kraft really liked him. He saw something in him. He saw that he was brilliant. And Bill, to his credit, made some adjustments. When he got a second job as a head coach, he wasn't a micromanager. He delegated more to his assistants. He dealt better with his players. And you see the results. He's a brilliant football coach. I will say that I think he's one of the few guys who has survived a charisma bypass operation. But while not quotable, he's certainly a terrific football coach. Obviously, the record speaks for itself.
Is he the nutty professor of football?
No, because he's not nutty. I liken him. There's an old story when Bobby Fischer, the great chess master, passed away. They told a story about how he won a tournament in Brazil, and after the final match, one of his competitors came up and said, "Brilliant game, Bobby." And Bobby looked at him and said, "How would you know?" That's the way I feel about Belichick. He beats you in football. You can go, "Great game, Bill," and it's subtle. How would you know? Do you know an X from an O?
30 years, craziest player.
Wow. Well, it might very well be Larry Eisenhower, who is mentioned in the CD in the book and tells some pretty funny stories. He was a wild man. That was back in the day when football wasn't quite as serious and wasn't as much of a business. More fun, less of a business. I'd say Ike, they called him.
Most underrated player.
Wow. Underrated player. That would be hard. That would be hard off the top of my head. I mean, I'd be pulling guys out. Clayton Wysoon was a wonderful linebacker. Freddie Marion was a free safety. I'd say probably guys from the 80s who were very good that people didn't appreciate.
Best tight end they ever had, Russ Francis?
Tough call with Ben Coates. Russ, you talk about charisma bypass. Bucko Kilroy used to call Russ Francis Kid Charisma.
Yeah.
And Howard Cosell called him All World. He was a great athlete, a world-class character. But Coates was probably consistently better. Russell, when he was on his game, was the best, but Coates, game in, game out, was a great tight end.
Well, listen, I wish we had more time. I could sit here and talk the rest of the hour. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Here's the book. Then Brady Said to Belichick. Go buy the book. I've read it. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. For more information on the book, just come to our website at foxprovidence.com. Jim, thanks again.
Thank you.
Still to come.